Okay, greetings, fifth graders. So I have a quick drawing of a city on this pre-cut paper. The city fits left to right and almost top to bottom. We don't want to block all the way to the top because then we wouldn't see any beautiful sunset and we wouldn't see any beautiful water painting. So the drawing includes several houses or buildings all next to each other with details. They have windows, they have doors, they have roofs, they have textures. Again, mine was a quick drawing. Yours will be much neater. So you take your paper and we're going to transfer it to the printmaking paper. The printmaking paper is foam. Here's what we do. We place the paper on top of the styrofoam and we use a small amount of tape. The tape will keep it in place. When you're working with printmaking, if the paper moves, it changes the register. And that would be bad. We would have marks on it that we do not want. So we don't want to change the register. Now it's securely taped. I'm going to do a two-step process. First, I'm going to trace with pencil on paper. Second, I'm going to trace on foam with pen. It's bring your own pen. So step one, working nice and neatly, pressing hard but not too hard because I want to dent the styrofoam, but I certainly don't want to make a hole. I'm going to trace each and every line. Now, of course, you would go slow and steady. I'm going super duper fast so that I can show you all of the steps. You'll notice that I'm working from building to building. I'm not skipping around. You do not want to skip around because you could forget something. If you forget something, you would have to draw it freehand. So instead, what I'm doing is I'm moving from right to left. You might want to work left to right, but I'm working building to building so I don't forget everything. I'm tracing all of my lines. I'm going nice and trying to find all of the same lines. If you were working slowly, you could use a ruler if you wanted, and you would certainly take your time. I am going very fast so I can show you the next step. Okay, finishing up my windows. Each of my buildings has something super duper cool and interesting. You'll notice that my windows are not all squares. You'll notice that my windows are all different shapes, all different sizes, all different patterns, all different locations. Some buildings have multiple styles of windows. You'll notice that my buildings are different heights. That makes them interesting. You'll notice that my buildings are different widths. That makes it interesting. Okay, and my last door. Some of my buildings have doors, some don't. So I've traced all of my lines. Now I'm going to, here's a little pro tip, I'm going to remove the tape from the bottom. Okay, I taped it at the top and the bottom. I'm removing the bottom. You'll also notice that I didn't tape on top of a line that I would trace. Now when I pull it up, I can check my work. If there's a line that I missed, I can simply put that paper down because I only untaped one part. Now the next step is I trace my entire piece of art with a pen. Again, slow and steady. Mrs. Lawler, why do we trace it with a pen? The pen makes it a little bit deeper. Okay, it makes the lines easier to see because when we do printmaking, what happens is we're going to roll ink on the styrofoam. When we roll ink on the styrofoam, it's going to stick to the raised portions and not stay in the recessed portions. Recessed means pushed in. Therefore, the raised portions will be black. The recessed portions will be the color of the paper. And in this instance, the paper will be painted like a sunset and water. So you would just continue until you have traced all of your lines. You cannot fix lines at this point because then you would have multiple lines. You have to do this with the entire drawing.